Hello, Facebook, YouTube. Today I want to talk to you about the reality of the power of becoming a follower and the power of becoming a leader, or the reality of becoming a power, the power of becoming a follower and a leader. That power is very important. The number one, well, the first we supposed to understand the first power that we're supposed to learn to operate in is to become a follower. And that's supposed to the follower's power is called obedience or following orders. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, that's in following orders, we will supposed to learn how things are supposed to be conducted. The logistics of seeing how whatever you're following, the framework and how it has to work here, and you learn the logistics of every position of whatever it is. It could be anything, job, school, in sports, team sports. Understanding your role of what you're supposed to play to help implement it to make it better. You know what I'm saying? That followers are supposed to learn the logistics of how, things are supposed to function, and in that position that you get a better insight of how, things run and how people look at whatever position that they're doing, and the framework they give you ideas of how what they're doing, and what I'm saying, you learn a lot of things from a follower point of view. I learned, what I'm saying, that you learn how things are really. You learn how things are and how things can get better and how things can get worse, as much as you be about evaluating in your position of a follower. You know what I'm saying? Now, leadership is when now you are in, you are giving orders. You are leading people to a direction concerning whatever they're doing. Like I said, whether it's job, whether it's school, whatever. You are now leading the direction of whether this is going to the good direction or the bad direction. Really factors upon your decision making concerning how everything is going to function. It's kind of like, the ideal of a car and a passenger. You know what I'm saying? A car and a driver. The leadership is the driver. The car is more likely the follower. And wherever the leader turns, the car has to follow its, direction. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it goes up, or whether it wants to, cut on the music, cut on the air conditioner, cut on the car has to follow what the driver says, and driver do pressing brakes. You know what I'm saying? Has to press brakes when the driver press brakes. It has to follow. But the thing is, how responsible and understanding what needs to be done concerning that position is how far that vehicle is going to go. And that's what people, good morning, has to understand in the reality of leadership. That wherever is going to happen, where everything's going to go, it's going to be dependable. What and I, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to learn from what being a follower, what your followers need to understand. In positions wherever difficult they will get, and you will have to understand the logistics of what needs to be improved and what could be wrong with the situation that is happening, that could be modified to make it better or help guide it to a better direction. Or and if you don't do that, you go to the wrong direction. Things turn out wrong, and you become disappointed at things happening. But when you make good decisions, good morning, love your shirt. When you make good decisions on what you made in your leadership thing, you will make an appointment to become excellence. That's what every company and every people do. They try to achieve excellence. You know what I'm saying? And excellence is the great accomplishment happens when things are operating and functioning the way it's supposed to be. Now the problem that a lot of people that are not achieving in life, they're not understanding these powers, these two powers, and they're not. And number one that I learned from God, you're not respecting the two powers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta first, like I learned with God, like in Moses, and to me, King David, they had to learn to respect the follower and leadership. You know what I'm saying? Because first they are servants, and servants, are people that follow orders. And when you learn how to follow orders, you learn how to, how things are supposed to be logistically go. And in that servanthood, you're supposed to learn how leadership is supposed to strive and how what people are supposed to learn in situations if things are going to get better or worse. You know what I'm saying? Or to prevent things from getting worse. That I learned. You know what I'm saying? God taught me about leadership and concerning being a servant, that you want to prevent things not from being bad, and that's what people really need to learn. When you learn the logistics of what you're doing, you should learn to prevent bad situations from happening, and that you will continue a good process of excellence of what striving to be, and remember how all the body works together, how all functions has to work together orderly, that things will function correctly and properly. You know what I'm saying? That you have to learn. You know what I'm saying? If you want things to get better, you have to learn these logistics concerning the two powers of follower and leader. And you need to understand all the logistics of both spectrums if you're going to achieve and accomplish. And guess what? You're not achieving and accomplishing for yourself. You're achieving and accomplishing for, others. You're helping giving people a blueprint for success, for a better future for all people. You know what I'm saying? It's not about you. It's not about your attention. That's what the thing about leadership that people love to abuse is the power of that. I have the orders. I give the orders. People get high-minded. With their position. You get high-minded, and that's what happened to King Saul, of course. You get high-minded in something that the children of Israel is the God of Israel's children. Yeah, that's why David got in trouble with numbering Israel, because David, you don't got no people. God got people. Things you got to understand. And church leaders don't understand that logistics, because I hear them talk about, I got so many people in my building, in my congregation. I got thousands. No, Jesus Christ got thousands of people, or millions of people if you want to count every Christian across the whole wide world, or billions, people. that they're not understanding leadership. You know what I'm saying? You don't have, well, technically, you don't have a congregation. Spiritually, technically, you don't have a congregation. And that's what I'm trying to help people understand according to God's word. Ephesians 4 says God is over all, in you all things concerning the church. And through Jesus Christ, this church is supposed to be function. It's supposed to function, and not by no body, man or woman. No, by you following the instructions concerning the Emmanuel. Because let me see what it says in Ephesians 6, servants. Yeah, what did it said in Matthew 23? Servants. Yeah, who is supposed to be following the kingdom of God? Servants. That I think the coin phrase all through the Bible has been established for people should get that they're not getting, and not understanding the unity of how God's work is supposed to establish. You know, the thing is, here's the thing, it's just so simple. Moses established, and the children of Israel established a pattern of how God run things. And as you see the temple in the tabernacle of God concerning the wilderness, the children of Israel was all together. You know, they were all together. They wasn't over here and over there in the wilderness and over there in the wilderness over here. No, they were all together, and they moved together. That's the ideal of the structure of what God established. Now, when you in these Christian churches think that they can have this, denomination system that everybody going here and everybody going there and everybody going here and everybody going there and everybody going here, and think that that's not the pattern of how God has structured things, they are wrong. Just simply wrong. That's not what the church structure is supposed to be established. It's supposed to be established, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one with God over all things. You know what I'm saying? Not you becoming seen in your great ministry. It's not supposed to be based upon that or based upon your image. It's supposed to be based upon the image and the likeness of God, and through our Lord Jesus Christ. It's supposed to be the reality of how the church is supposed to be conducted, just as the same establishment of the children of Israel that people are not getting, but they're going to get soon. That this is how this works, whether you like it or not. That there's still a kingdom, and never been a democracy. It's just that God has to test people, once again, Adam and Eve test, if they're going to be as gods or like God. But to the system of the church system that's going on right now, and in Judaism, there's a lot of as gods and few like gods. And that's going to change pretty soon, because God is going to get things in order according to 1 Corinthians 15 and 23. Everything's going to set in the order according to a kingdom standard, a true kingdom standard, not a peasant standard that, this is my church, this is mine, this is my, me, myself, and I. Bell is going to we're going to get distinguished Bell and get to the Lord thy God is one Lord, and everything all in all through him, and all things will flow through him. So get ready for that to happen very soon, and prepare for it if you want to be a part of God's kingdom. Now, if you want to still build your own kingdom and be king dummies and be with Lucifer and Satan, That's up to you. All right, to God be the glory here and forever in every Jesus' name.